Ladies and gentlemen, we're starting in 3 minutes. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're starting in 2 minutes, so please have a seat.
تمام. عطية.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Flat 6 Labs and Organon Femtech Accelerator Demo Day. I am Rana Arafa, a TV presenter and an entrepreneur, and such an honor to be hosting today's event. Flat 6 Labs is the MENA region leading seed and early stage venture capital firm, invests in more than 100 innovative and technology-driven startups, enabling thousands of passionate entrepreneurs to achieve their daring ambitions and become their institutional co-founders. In October 2021, Flat 6 Labs collaborated with Organon.
Recording in progress.
9 regional and global startups who are showcasing their creative solutions in the following sectors: fertility, nursing, menopause, mental health, family planning, general health, women's health, reproductive health, health, education, and literacy. And as today's event is all about women's health has always been top priority to the Egyptian government. And fortunately, today we are honored to have Professor Dr. Wael Abdelrazik, Head of Primary Healthcare and Nursing Sector at the Ministry of Health, who is gracefully representing His Excellency Dr. Khalid Abdel Ghaffar, Minister of Health. Please welcome him on stage.
Thank you for the kind invitation. Please allow me first to convey the greetings of His Excellency, Professor Dr. Khalid Abdel Ghaffar, Minister of Health and Population. Secondly, please allow me to have a glimpse of the services provided by the Minister of Health and Population. We start with women's health, starting since birth. So under 5, we follow the development and anthropometric measures of the children, the dental health care, vaccines, micronutrients, disability prevention, early detection and treatment, screening for congenital hypothyroidism, screening for phenylketonuria, screening for 19 hereditary diseases, newborn hearing assessment initiative. We helped in the legislation and forbiddenness of female genital mutilation. In the school age, we are interested in school health, anemia, stunting, and obesity initiative, and vaccines through the school age. Then we have clinics for youth and adolescents. At the age of 18, we start surveillance for breast cancer. Then at the age of marriage, we have the premarital screening initiative. After pregnancy, we start the antenatal care with 4 visits, which are part of the SDGs, Sustained Developmental Goals. The Health of Mother and Fetus Initiative to test for HPV, HIV, and syphilis. The vaccines through pregnancy, detection of high-risk pregnancy. Reduction of unnecessary cesarean section is a new initiative which is launched recently. Then we have the postnatal care, the breastfeeding and exclusive breastfeeding in the first 6 months, raising awareness. We have the substitutes of milk, we have the therapeutic milks. Then we start family planning. Long-term contraceptives are available and available for free. Health and Family Development Initiative with training for entrepreneurship. Surveillance for cervical cancer, which is in preparation. Specialized gynecological clinics and hospitals. We have safe women clinics. Mental health support for women. Maternal mortality surveillance, which is one of the SDGs. The initiative for non-communicable diseases and chronic kidney disease. For the vulnerable group, we have health conditionality. We have a condition to have the financial support to receive the health services timely. We have homes for found children up to the age of 3 months. Then we have the continuous health care for the elderly initiative. We have a software that we used and it was very helpful, which is Rapper Pro. It's an open source software. We use it in interactive SMSs, interactive WhatsApp and Telegram messages, and bulk messages. Our target was and is raising the awareness, reminder of time to receive the services, reminder of no-show, and rate the customer satisfaction. Thank you again for your kind invitation, and we are welcoming any support and cooperation with the private sector. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Wael Abdulrazi. And now, a recorded welcoming note from Mr. Kevin Ali, Organon CEO and board member.
And welcome to our esteemed guests. My name is Kevin Ali, CEO of Organon. I regret that I can't be with you in person today, but I wanted to extend my appreciation to our guests and judges, and my support to the startups who will be pitching their products and solutions. And I want to thank you for joining today at the Greek campus of the American University in Cairo for this special occasion. AUC is a place that is near and dear to my heart, as I spent a year abroad there as an exchange student and treasured the experience and the friendships that I made. I see this forum and this work to bring forward new technologies and new digital innovations for women as directly aligned to Organon's purpose and vision to create a better and healthier every day for every woman around the world. I've been closely following the progress of this exciting program since the day Organon launched our partnership with Flat 6 Labs, which plays a critical role as part of our wider ESG program. And I hope that through all the work underway, we are helping to empower women by developing a program designed to support female founders and startups in the MENA region. There were many reasons that made it clear that the Accelerator program was urgently needed. Globally, there's a major gap in venture capital funding, with only 2.3% of venture capital funding awarded to female-led startups. This is even less than before the pandemic. Organon's partnership with Flat 6 Labs demonstrates how we have worked towards bridging these gaps by supporting women-led businesses who are leveraging technology to to address women's unmet health needs. We're all excited to hear the final pitches and meet the winners. No matter what the outcome, you have Organon's commitment to continue to work tirelessly towards finding innovative solutions that address women's unmet health needs and that advance gender equity with initiatives like Femtech Accelerator. So, without further ado, I want to thank you all for your participation in today's event, and I want to wish you all the best of luck. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kevin Ali. Thank you, Mr. Kevin Ali, Organon CEO and board member. Flat 6 Labs, the vision, the mission, Demo Day, where we are today, the story behind it. Please welcome on stage Ms. Dina El-Shinoufi, Chief Investment Officer at Flat 6 Labs.
Good evening, everyone. It's lovely being here with you all. We hoped it was better weather, but I think the fans are doing the job. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Wael, so much for being here with us. It's a pleasure. And thank you, Kevin, for your kind words. So just a little bit about me. I've joined Flat 6 Labs 11 years ago, ever since the beginning. And the whole point of joining Flat 6 Labs for me was that I thought Flat 6 Labs lied at a perfect intersection of financial, economic gains, but also improving lives. But this program here with Organon, I think takes this to a whole new level, and particularly is a topic that is very dear to my heart and a subject that I feel needs a lot more attention. And so it's really, really a very proud moment for me to be here. And I thank Organon so much for the opportunity you gave us to be able to run this program with you. Now, this project and partnership is very important because females across the world are known to have very common diseases. Everyone knows females are more likely to sort of get breast cancer, there's depression, there's cardiovascular, which is actually has a higher incidence for females, but that's the health issue. And I think maybe this part of the world has an even higher incidence of maybe cultural biases that don't allow females to sort of very freely discuss issues. And I think that's where technology comes in. It allows the rendering and of self-care, things like wearables that allows diagnosis, the ability to discuss issues freely, anonymously, without any of the restrictions that sometimes culture can impose upon females. Now, this isn't an ailment of the Middle East alone. It's actually a global issue, which is why Femtech around the world is a 40 billion industry. It's a 400 billion industry. That's huge. It's a really big industry. And in 2021 alone, globally, there's been 2 billion investments into Femtech. Now, the sad part is, I've come to find those figures for the Middle East. I couldn't find them. I had no idea what is the investments that have gone into Femtech. And the problem is that probably we don't monitor it. And the bigger problem is not enough. And so with this program, I feel like it's the first step, and our contribution as Flat 6 Labs and Organon to maybe push that message a little bit further. Earlier this year, we started our call for applications, received 250 applications, of which in May, we started the program with 9 stellar companies that you guys will all see today. These are not companies that, even though they all help to solve mental health or even emotional problems for females, they're not necessarily just about female entrepreneurs. They're also led by there are 2 companies that are led by male founders. And that's because it's a problem that everyone needs to solve. It's true that a big part of the value of Femtech is that it attracts passionate females and also helps pave the way for female entrepreneurship. But it is something that everyone in a society needs to solve and help improve. Of the 9 companies that we're going to see today, they cover multiple sectors, and they come from 4 different continents, all with fantastic ideas, covering pregnancy, nursing, lactation, female mental health, menstrual health, wellness, and chronic diseases. And so, without a further ado, I thank you all again for your presence. I'd like to thank Organon for this partnership. I'd love to thank UNDP for their support. And Rami, thank you so much for everything. This really has been a pleasure. And I think I'd rather leave the rest of the stage for the real stars today, our female founders, our female and male founders, for giving us great solutions for improving female health. Thank you all so much.
Thank you, Ms. Dina. And please help us welcome on stage now Mr. Rami Kousa, AVP Minat at Organon.
Thank you. Thank you, Dina, and good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us in this big day, the demo day of our first MENA region, first digital health and Femtech Accelerator. It feels just like yesterday when we launched first, back in October last year in Dubai, in Expo 2020, we announced about the launch of this program. It was coinciding as well with the launch of Organon in the region. Today, and in Cairo, we're also celebrating and looking to see and witness together several finalists, entrepreneurial finalists who are ready to launch their innovative business ideas to advance women's health. Before we learn more about their ideas, let me and allow me please a few minutes to share with you the inspiration behind why we did launch this accelerator program. As a global healthcare company, we're dedicating to advancing women's health. And we understand that women's health does go hand in hand with their economic empowerment as well. Over the last few decades, while we have seen very significant progress in improvement in the healthcare sector, not only are people today living longer, but women do have better access to maternity services, to cancer screenings, to prevention of cervical cancer and others, but still, we do have a significant gap to fill. We still see studies that show that women, and Arab women in particular, are prone to more mental health disorders than men. We're seeing like depression, for example. We also saw that the increasing rate of infertility in this part of the world that is basically almost double than the rest of the globe. The fact is, however it is, the fact remains to be a fact. Healthy women are foundational to a healthier world. Unfortunately, only 1 out of 5 in the workforce is a female, according to the latest World Bank statistics back in 2021. By improving women's health, we can increase the GDP of the Middle East and North Africa by 11%. Improving women's health also means removing the critical barriers preventing women from fully participating in the labor market. When we empower women, we empower their families. When we empower their families, we empower their societies and the larger economies. That's why in Organon, we, as you just listened to Mr. Kevin Ali, we're driven by our ESG commitment to achieve her promise. Her promise, we're investing in seeking out partnerships, initiatives, and ideas to help us plug these gaps and address the gender-related disparities to put women at disadvantage. We also fundamentally believe in innovation and the Femtech sector, which has immense potential to address the unmet gaps in women's healthcare. Unfortunately, just as women face barriers to accessing healthcare, they also face barriers to startup ecosystem. In case of the Femtech industry, funding is one of the biggest challenges women face in getting their startups off the ground. Often women's first-hand experience position them as, at best to come up with the solutions needed to solve the challenges they face in this sector. Unfortunately, the lack of understanding of women's healthcare issues among the investor community often means their ideas never see light of the day. The issue is further compounded by perceptions of female entrepreneurs, who are often viewed by financial institutions as more risky clients, leading to unfavorable lending practices. The result, that today, we have an enormous gender gap in the ownership of established business in the world, with men owning 40% more businesses than women. So you can see we are delighted to be here today to celebrate the outcome of our excellent partnership with Flat Six Labs, which fills a critical need in the female startup landscape and women's healthcare, a first in the Middle East, North Africa, and Turkey region. By forming such valued partnerships, you can leverage our shared experiences and resources to support the unmet needs of women and advance our core organizational objectives to create a better and a healthier every day for every woman worldwide. Before we begin the exciting evening, please allow me to leave with 3 messages. The first one, congratulate our finalists and wish them all the luck.
Yes.
The second one is to thank everyone who was behind this event to make it happen, from Flat Six Labs and from Organon and everyone who helped in doing so. And the third one thank you. And the third one is to re-emphasize on our commitment to still deliver and advance on her health and to deliver on her promise. With this, thank you very much and wishing you all the best.
Thank you, Mr. Rami, for the 3 last messages and for thanking everyone. And I'd like to say a very important sentence Mr. Rami said: supporting women means supporting their society, or actually supporting women means supporting their families, and supporting their families is supporting the society. Thank you so much. And now it's time for a fireside chat entitled of How to Build an Inclusive Innovation Ecosystem Driven by Digital Healthcare. Please welcome on stage Ms. Noha Salim, Organon Global Women's Health Lead, and Mr. Hani Isumbati, co-founder and chairman of Flat Six Labs. I had the chance to sit with 2 beautiful personalities earlier this evening. And before I start, I want to say I thank you for the inspiration you both gave me. And it's time to give the same inspiration to the audience, because I know you have a lot to say. So let's start with Ms. Noha. Mr. Rami said that it's very important to support women in general, in women entrepreneurship. But why digital healthcare?
Thank you, Rana, and a warm welcome to everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today, and a special thank you to our judges, to UN Women, to NFPA, and the Cleopatra Hospital Group for joining us, and to you for emceeing the day. So, you know, really going back to our purpose as a company. So, we believe that every woman and every girl holds a unique promise. Our purpose is to help them to achieve that promise. And we believe that the key to their promise is better health and to economic empowerment. When we better the health of women, when we empower them to be economically able, we know that their families benefit, their societies benefit, and the economies and nations benefit, not only in the short term, but for generations to come.
That's only to celebrate that you're sitting with us today.
Thank you for that, that's nice. So, you know, when we think about as a new company, the first thing we started was a commitment to listen to women and to understand what their thoughts, what their needs were. So we put women back in the center of the conversation. And we asked women from all over the world to share where they believe the unmet needs were. And women made their voices loud and clear about where they felt some of the issues were overlooked. So what we heard was mental health, menopause, contraception, fertility, all these different areas they felt have been overlooked. But more importantly, diversity, equity, and inclusion also came up as a recurring theme. And this is not a surprise because we do know that there are disparities across opportunities, but also equitable healthcare that continue to remain an issue in a lot of the communities we operate in. So we saw it as an opportunity. Obviously, we know the COVID-19 pandemic had a really disruptive impact on our lives. It also accelerated the shift into digitalization. So when you think about Femtech, Femtech is really marrying the power of innovation, of digital solutions in the advancements of women's health. So we saw this really from the unmet need is a way for us to tailor a program from women and men to women to address all the unmet needs that we are hearing and really harness the power of innovation. We know that, you know, one way of addressing gender disparity is through innovation. And even though, you know, we know that despite all the, you know, pressing needs in healthcare, only 4% of R&D actually gets spent on therapeutics or services towards women's health, and 2.3% of VC goes into women-led businesses. So we saw this as an opportunity to put together a program that helps really inspire, motivate, and develop really an ecosystem that allows these startups to thrive.
Thank you so much. So I'll take from your words and from your answer to Mr. Hani, what does it take to make a female entrepreneur succeed? Is it the program? Is it the fund? Is it her passion? Or is there a criteria?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you, Organon, for being our partner in this very, very important endeavor. And that is a trick question in my books. What it takes to make a female succeed is probably what it takes to make
an entrepreneur succeed.
Regardless of gender.
Yes.
At least on the basic level.
Yes.
I think our role as a whole is to encourage and inspire many, many more women to actually start their own businesses and to understand that there may be specific impediments to them not taking that first step. From day one, Flat 6 Labs, and we have the slides. I can prove it if you want later. Our whole ambition was to make that first step for anyone easier. That first step to starting a business from anyone who hasn't started it before is like a massive building. Our job was to try to make it easier by breaking it down into constituent elements and guiding them along the way.
Simplifying it.
Yes, that was our stated aim. Now, along the way, in the last 10 years, it has become evident that the uptake of female-led companies isn't necessarily what we had hoped to be. So then, the first thing for us is to understand why that happens. And from our anecdotal evidence, there are obviously familial issues. A lot of women are the ones who start the house, start the families, giving birth. And more and more of that, a much more fundamental thing is that they're not expected at youth to do that.
Yes.
It's not something that they think about doing it. So with programs like Organon, what we're trying to do is reach as many possible females as possible, so that from as early as we can, inspire them to think that it is viable, it is okay, it is in fact very, very, very much needed to have them start their own companies, whether they be for female-related technologies like Femtech or anything that they feel like. So that's why we love this, because it is our way to actually address the disparity of the outcomes, by addressing it at the source and inspiring as many different women as possible. And I reckon we do this a few years and we'll have more data about the real impediments along the way and the real obstacles. Right now we have what I would call anecdotal data.
Okay.
Because hopefully we do this so many times and iterations, we will know exactly how we can make it easier.
So it's the passion, it's the idea, it's who's going to support the idea, right?
I would say any entrepreneur
It's
brings
the
idea.
ecosystem.
I would say any entrepreneur brings the passion and the idea. We, as part of the ecosystem, help them achieve that.
Yes.
And we actually try to find out what's missing and complement it. And hopefully together we can increase the chances of their success.
Thank you so much. So from your point of view, how do we build an inclusive, innovative ecosystem?
So I think first of all, it starts with, you know, putting women back at the center. It's about taking a gender lens to how we look at variety of issues. I think Femtech is very interesting in the fact that you have to walk through the patient journey of the woman to really understand what are some of the challenges. What's really exciting is a lot of these innovations solve for some of these issues and look at harnessing the power of digital, the power of technology to address them. So if you look, for example, just as a result of COVID-19, you know, you'll see that, you know, the way Femtech has disrupted women's health has been in a number of areas, and Dina touched on those in her opening remarks.
Yes.
One, it's around supporting and improving care delivery. So we know women are, you know, burdened with a lot of work, whether taking care of their families, their careers. How can we make it more convenient, more customer-centric, so that the service almost meets her where she is? Secondly, it's about enabling self-care. How can I harness the power of data to take care of my health using wearables and tracking devices to be able to understand my healthcare and really take on the strategies that help? It's about addressing stigma and the privacy. So areas would have been always difficult to talk about, menstrual care, sexual reproductive health, now are able to be addressed within a more convenient pathway. It's also about providing tailored care to specific populations, for example, that have specific needs, and improving diagnosis. There is some really exciting work that's happening in that area. For example, in endometriosis, it could take up to 7.5 years for a woman to get a proper diagnosis. Imagine the potential of a Femtech solution that helps women to diagnose themselves earlier. Think about all the days at work that she would have missed because of not being able to understand her own healthcare needs.
That's true.
So, you know, there's a lot of really amazing, incredible creative energy around Femtech. And it really, there is a part of us understanding first that it's tailored to women, but also, you know, that a lot of the solutions are developed also by women. And even though it would be amazing to be gender, you know, blind, we have to acknowledge that there are specific challenges that are being faced. So I think partnerships like this one are a really good example of how we are using the power of innovation, how we are supporting entrepreneurs and supporting economic empowerment while addressing women's health. And you know, hopefully we're super excited to hear more about all the different innovations that come through.
Yes, and I'm super excited to know what's going to happen next, but I need to ask Mr. Hani a question. They say the innovation flourishes when there is a proper infrastructure, a supportive infrastructure.
Absolutely.
So how can we build the supportive infrastructure? Because without it, there's no innovation, or innovation gets killed by time.
That is a very complex question.
I'm sorry to do that to you.
Not at all. That requires multiple policymakers to go in a room, and the first thing they argue about is what do you define innovation? Lots of people define innovation differently, whether it's at the basic sciences level, whether it's at the product development level. There are so many different, and I've sat in many rooms with many ministries, and every ministry and every public official has a different thing. But I presume there are general rules. And the general rules is to have open access to everyone, right? Everyone can participate, and everyone, you know, the way we phrase it is reducing the barrier of entry into the ecosystem in whichever capacity you want to be, and reducing the cost of failure. These are two elements that for us are very important. I suppose in the pharmaceutical industry, you have a lot of false starts, a lot of things that get cut halfway.
Yes.
And the key thing is to always encourage people to experiment, to make it easier for them to experiment, and not to punish them so much if the experiment doesn't work, because that even from the failed experiments we get to learn new things. And you iterate and you do it and you do it, and you cannot compensate for time. It takes a lot of time.
It's the most valuable thing,
It
of course.
takes a lot of time to do
Yes.
it, multiple cycles and so on and so forth. And it doesn't happen overnight. I mean, but if you ask me, the key ingredient for a good innovative innovation ecosystem, I would always summarize it as lowering the barrier to entry, reducing the cost of failure, and making sure that it's open to everyone. You have to look, as what you said, if there are structural impediments for one race or one gender or one group of people to be able to enter or not. So that's very important. And you need to do this over and over and over again. As they say, repeat, rinse and do min awwal yani. So, and hope at the end of it you get something better. But there isn't a magic bullet, unfortunately. Otherwise it would be easy.
So let's talk about the entrepreneurs, because I know let me give another round of applause to the entrepreneurs today, because I've met some of them, and yes, they're over there. So I want to give another round of applause to all of you looking forward. And I'm sure there are inside stories with them. So have you heard anything? Yes.
So the one thing I'll say is that we are really thrilled to see the level of innovation and creativity that has come from the founders today. A lot of them really, I would say, match what we have been hearing through our listening. So whether the startups today that are addressing mental health, maternal health, fertility, menopause even, and sexual reproductive health and sexual wellness, all that are really important topics. And we really wanted to acknowledge the listening that we have done, and really to do more than just listen, but to really work with the founders and the entrepreneurs to put forward solutions that tomorrow could change lives of women and really make them better. So we're very thrilled and very proud of where we are today, and we really look forward to monitoring progress and seeing how the impact of these innovations can change the lives of women all around the region.
So what's next for Organon?
So the one thing I'll say is that as Organon, we are again very committed to putting forward innovations and looking at solutions. So our commitment is that we will continue to prioritize innovation in the space of women's health, focused on those pressing unmet needs. We will also prioritize to work with multiple partners like Flat 6 Labs and others to support women who are leading businesses, who are creating innovations in this space. And we are really excited to also move forward with hopefully a future cohort in this program, so that we can continue to create, like Hani said, learnings cohort over cohort, and build hopefully a global community of women health entrepreneurs.
Mr. Hani, the future, what's next?
More of the same, bigger, better, and as I said, do it over and over again until we do it better, and until we don't need to do it again. I mean, until that, in the natural progression of things, in the normal thing that, in a decade time, that 40 to 50% of all companies are started by women without us having to interfere to do a special program for them. I think that would be our ultimate success, that we don't have to do this again, and it gets widely accepted. And I think we're on the way there. I genuinely think that, from what I've seen, that the people in the ecosystem are I mean, this may seem as counterintuitive, but very few of my colleagues would not take a meeting because it's a female founder. Right? I've never seen that, and I speak for the ones I see in Egypt. Loans may be a bit different. Banking in America may be a bit different because they have statistics and they have credit scoring, which is structurally against women. But for the equity part, and I think when I talk to my colleagues, I think our main objective is to break the taboo in any young lady's mind that this is difficult. This is difficult for sure, but it's not impossible, and her gender is not going to make a difference. And we want to inspire as many. That's the future for us. Inspire as many females as possible that we can reach to join our community, to think of starting up companies, and through programs like this and other things we do, to have a helping hand to take them to the next level. So I think for us and for me personally, that's where I see that we're going to dedicate the next decade of our lives for.
I think today, and this fireside chat with both of you, is a very strong message to the whole world, because I know we are live now through and recorded through many platforms. So I think this message is going around the world now, and thank you so much. Thank you, Mrs. Noha Selim, Organon Global Women's Health Lead, Mr. Hani Sumbati, co-founder and chairman of Flat 6 Labs. Thank you so much. Thank you. Are you ready? Are you all ready? I can't hear you. Are you ready? Okay, to start, we need to give a very big round of applause to our entrepreneurs today. 9 ideas, 9 creative people, 9 different innovation ideas will all be standing here on this stage to present their projects. I'm an entrepreneur, and I know very well how difficult it is to be a woman, an entrepreneur, and to stand on stage to just pitch or present my project. So please, give them all the motivation. Clap for them. Smile in their faces, because they need this from you. Before we start, I'd like to welcome our judges. Ms. Jailand El-Misiri, Deputy Country Representative UN Women. Ms. Federica Millor, I hope I pronounced it properly, UNFPA Representative Egypt. Mr. Rami Kousa, AVP President Organon MENAT Region. Mr. Amr El-Ashkar, Chief Information Officer, Cleopatra Hospitals. And Ms. Dina El-Shanoufi, Chef Investment Officer in Flat 6 Labs. So, let's start. Please, a big round of applause to Organon, presented by Doreen Tutikian, founder and CEO.
Thank you, Rana.
Thank you so much.
Hi. Hi, everyone. So until we get this going, I guess I'm the first one tonight. Thank you so much for being here today in this weather. So I'm Doreen, and I'm here to tell you about Oh My Gyno. We all know that female sexuality is a taboo subject in conservative societies. But sometimes we don't really realize how serious the implications are for women who are having difficulty to access this kind of healthcare. I am a human-centered designer from Lebanon. I've experienced this stigma myself, and so have many people. And I've been researching this for the past 3 years. Basically, the developed world recognizes the dangers of cervical cancer due to HPV and is working hard to eliminate it by encouraging testing. Whereas in the Middle East and the rest of the world, the cervical cancer death rates are actually set to double by 2030. And this is because testing is not really encouraged. Actually, according to my research, a lot of doctors stigmatize their patients. Many of them refuse to see them if they're not married without a male guardian. And as a result, for many, there's nowhere to go. In Saudi Arabia, 50% of women that are diagnosed with cervical cancer die from late detection. In Egypt, it is 56%. So, what are we going to do about it? Our solution at Oh My Gyno is about building a feminist, inclusive, and content-driven community with progressive values that empower women and the technology that gives them the tools for self-care, control, and privacy. And we do this with a combination of at-home gynecology testing and telehealth with doctors that are recommended by the community and vetted by us. Our product is a kit that you order on our website that is delivered to your house, where you take your own sample and then you get your results fully encrypted within 5 working days by email. And then afterwards, you have the chance to book a telehealth session with one of our doctors in a safe space to receive further care wherever you are. Our customer profiles are built into 4 categories: somebody who has no access, somebody who might not find an open-minded doctor around, somebody who prefers to do things remotely and rather not go for a physical appointment unless absolutely necessary, and somebody who might not be speaking the local language and finds it difficult. Our market size is estimated at 3.3 billion euros. We have actually piloted this project in Greece and are expanding towards the Middle East, the Balkans, and Southern Europe. So, in terms of competitors, there is one competitor in the UAE, which is the closest, and that is Nepta Health. But of course, there are global benchmarks like TIA and Maven and Nurix that have been doing this very successfully for the last few years. We are different from our competition in the way that we brand ourselves, in the fact that we have actually figured out a lot of the medical regulations, and the fact that we're really focusing on the social impact aspect of our project. Our business model is commissions-based with labs and doctors, and we have margins between 35 to 40%. Of course, right now, we're building partnerships in multiple sectors, in the private and the public sphere. And in last year in January, this was just an idea, and we've come a long way, and we're actually revenue generating right now. So very proud to say that actually we're starting our expansion after Greece to Lebanon and Portugal, and hopefully here in Egypt. And we're also very proud that we can actually say that next week we're going to New York, because we're going to be a team that has won for the MIT Solver for 2023. We are also very much metrics driven, so we really make sure that our assumptions actually make sense with numbers. And we've learned a lot about how to market something like this in a conservative society, knowing all of the issues that are around it. We have more than 29,000 users, and some of our assumptions, for example, somebody buying a home test would also want to get a telehealth, actually is something true, because 50% of our clients already do that. So, the investment opportunity. We have already raised 123,000 euros when it was pre-seed, just for an idea. For 2023, for our seed round, we will be raising 350,000 euros. And we are a team of mostly women, and we're super proud to be working together. We have over 90 years of experience altogether. I've been an entrepreneur most of my life. My partner Elizabeth, who's head of operations, has been working with Nike for more than 20 years. And the rest of the team has more than so many years experience in medical regulation, community building, design, and fundraising. And our partners that are in healthcare and medical regulations and advisors are growing and helping us make this whole thing happen. So thank you so much. Please help us make this happen.
Thank you so much, Doreen. Count me as one of your new followers.
Thank
you
you
so much. I actually forgot to tell people, as I was so excited to present you, that every entrepreneur will pitch for 4 minutes, and then the judges will ask for 2 minutes. Okay, so judges, do you have any questions you would like to ask Doreen? Ms. Jailan? You've done a
Yes.
very good job, Doreen.
Thank you very much. My question is about how, if you could expand on the vetting of the doctors that would be providing the telehealth.
Yes, of course. So first of all, doctors are actually people that are recommended by people in the community. So that's the first step that happens. And then there's a few processes that happen. So for example, we actually do an interview with them. We have a list of values that are really quite specific, and we ask them questions about it that could be along the lines of conservative issues or things that doctors might not usually be thinking they're going to answer. And we have a discussion with them about that, and we see their response and their reactions. And the third thing that we often do also is that we send them someone without them really knowing that it's from us to actually test that what they're saying is true.
Any questions for Doreen? Ms. Dina?
Yes. Just one more question. How accurate is the swabbing? Like, is this something that someone can do with a great degree of accuracy?
Yes. So we have a whole long list of medical articles that are from the very known institutions where they've been saying for more than last 10, 12 years that this type of testing is absolutely fine, especially when it comes to molecular testing for HPV. And actually this past year, NHS in the UK gave out 31,000 tests to people to also ensure that this is actually a very viable way to get tested. And there's a lot of research that shows that actually done in the clinic by the gynecologist or at home really show no difference in the results.
Mr. Rami?
Thank you. Very well presented. Just a question, because you mentioned that you have plans after Greece to come to Egypt and then some other countries. What do you see as similarities and differences from socio-cultural norms for your product? Will you change anything in the product depending on the different countries or not?
Not the product, but the communication. So we have a communication team for each country, and these are the people that have been working actually in digital marketing and social media for a very long time and also have the same mindset as us. And you will see in our communication what we do in Greece is very different from what we do in Portugal, because we also have a form with questions, and we're constantly asking people what are the problems that you're going through, so that we're actually communicating about these particular problems. So the product in itself does not change, but the communication is adapted to the needs of the people in every country.
Any more questions? Doreen, thank you so much, and best of luck.
Yeah.
Oh,
So just one very
Zina
quick,
has a question,
how
sorry.
available is the testing kit? Is this something off the shelf that you can scale across multiple countries?
So for example, the swabs that we use are actually available, and they are swabs that have the CE mark, and they are used throughout. And they also abide by all the regulations within the EU and the Middle East. Right now, however, we do not have them on shelves anywhere, and this is only something that you could buy through our service. But this could be something to do in the future with the right kind of partner, because there is a company that has actually done that. They're called Let's Get Checked, and they have a partnership with CVS in the US.
Any more questions? Thank you so much. Thank you,
Thank
Doreen.
you.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
And now, Sira, a life journey in Arabic is a mental health platform that accompanies each one of us in our daily struggles related to parenting, relationships, work, and individual life challenges. Please welcome on stage Sandra Salman, founder and CEO from Lebanon.
Hello. Hello, so this is me. My name is Sandra. I'm a mom of 3 kids. I'm also a tech executive. I've been working in the tech industry for the past 20 years. I grew up with a brother who has a mental disability. So I thought I had mental health all figured out. Until a couple of years back, I had my own crisis, juggling between different roles, and I didn't tell anyone. I was too ashamed to share my struggle until I reached crisis point. That's when I decided to go to therapy. In therapy, I realized that therapy is for the rich, and that if I had gotten the right support, if I had solved and dealt with my issues at the right time, in a good way, I wouldn't have reached crisis point. And this is why I decided to found Sira, an online mental health platform that aims to normalize and democratize mental health. We all struggle. Meet Adil and Alia. They're going through couples issues. They constantly fight and feel very lonely in their marriage. Adil and Alia will surely never go to therapy because of the stigma. Meet Omar, who's being bullied in school, and it's affecting his moods and his grades, and his mom thinks it will pass. And like a lot of parents going through parenting struggles, they will never go to therapy thinking that therapy can solve their day-to-day problems. Meet Fuad, who's working and suffering from stress and burnout, and like a lot of us individuals going through individual struggles, Fuad doesn't trust the one-on-one process of therapy, finds it too expensive, and will not even seek it. Most of us wait until we are in crisis point, like going through a divorce or nearing a depression, to go to therapy. Statistics show that only 30% of people who go through a crisis actually seek therapy. 70% do not have any kind of support. And today, most mental health startups or solutions cater for the 30%. They just digitize whatever is there, one-on-one therapy digitized. We call them traditional. Meet Sira, or an Arabic life journey. Sira is innovating mental health. It's a safe space where people can log on anonymously. They feel that they are not alone, which is the first step in healing. And they learn not only from mental health experts, but also from others who share their struggles. We are not the only ones who think that community care is going to revolutionize mental health. Sira focuses on two pillars: individual learning, like tools, podcast stories, relatable content, so we educate a lot to remove stigma, as well as community learning, like roundtables, support group, questions, facilitated and moderated by mental health experts, but also grouping together people who share the same struggles. Ever since our launch, we've seen an increasing demand for our service with zero investment in marketing and an organic growth. We've also have 90% of our customers are female and a very high customer satisfaction score. We've been finalists in a couple of incubator programs as well. Alia, whom you've met before, can now enter the platform, join the conversation anytime with people who share the same struggle and a mental health expert who can listen to her privately. She can also watch roundtables online and offline on topics like parenting, couples, individuals, work stress. She can also watch content, consume content, short, relatable stories on different issues, all this privately and anonymously engaging with us. Our market size is around 60 million individuals in the MENA region. This is the obtainable market size, divided between public and corporates. As in terms of competition, most competition today are focusing on the individual rather than the collective, on the reactive rather than the preventive, which does not solve the problem at its core, a problem of stigma, accessibility, and reach. Our revenue stream are diversified for the investors out there. So we use subscriptions, monthly subscriptions from B2C, and B2B with tailored packages and sponsorships. We've already signed contracts with B2B to date. Our plan is to grow our subscribers from 20,000 by the end of 2022 to 100,000 subscribers in the couple of years, incorporating the latest technologies and harnessing data to be able to predict mental health trends in the region. By funding us, you allow us to invest in the latest technologies and enter new markets. I come from a computer engineering background. I set up and manage a company in IT, so I have the technical and the management experience. I'm also surrounded by a great team of experts and collaborators, who come from different specialties, different regions of the world to serve our audience. It is said that pain and struggle travels through generations until somebody decides to heal it in themselves. Help us break the cycle, help us educate our societies so we can pave a better future for our youth. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sandra. And I ask everyone to subscribe right now. I think each and every one of us need this type of application in our life. So I'm asking you all to subscribe, and we need to support her because this is supporting ourselves. Judges, would you like to ask her any question?
Thank you so much. My question is if you could expand on the revenue model, please.
So most of our revenue is supposed to come from subscribers with the public, B2C, and a monthly subscription. It's going to be a freemium. The minimum is, of course, going in the app and consuming content. Most of it is free. And then you pay a monthly subscription of $13, whereby you can attend specific roundtables, support groups, which are gaining a lot of importance. For example, we have support groups just for people who are divorced. We have support groups for families of cancer patients. We have support groups for grief, for burnout. So moderated by mental health experts, as well as a walk-in support where you can go in and talk to a therapist on demand for 20 minutes, just so that the therapist can guide you where to go next for support. So this is part of our model. Then later on, we will include more services and charge more. This is from B2C side. From B2B, we believe corporates are also very interested, very keen on mental health, especially that we don't leave our troubles at the doorstep of our office. So today, a lot of corporates are looking for tailored programs for their employees, and this is where we're making revenue today, as well as sponsorships. So we have big brands who are currently signing with us to sponsor content on certain topics like body image, like anxiety, like depression, that are aligned with their values. We're also seeing a lot of interest from insurance companies, pharma, who are also, extending their services to their customers, because you can't have physical health if your mental health is not okay. It's going to be a vicious loop.
That's true. Any more questions?
One more question. Thank you for the really brilliant idea. Thank you. I was just thinking of how do you penetrate the different countries? Where is your geographical coverage, and how you can handle the different cultures and different acceptance from different people?
Thank you for the great question. We're testing currently with different cultures and different countries. 80% of our market today is Lebanese, because we started there, and we didn't invest in marketing, so it grew organically from word of mouth. And then we started seeing a lot of people from the region, expats, Egyptian audience, who are very interested, and they can understand our language. And what we started to do is have therapists and experts who are from the country itself. So today we have Egyptian therapists who are part of our platform, moderating sessions also in their language. And the user can choose whether he would like to, stay in the same culture with the same speaker that, is relatable in terms of language, or else they can join any support group, any round table. We're all Middle Eastern. They speak English, they speak French, and they speak Arabic. So we take questions. And a lot of people also write their questions anonymously by chat. And this is something that, especially in sensitive topics like infidelity, like divorce, like they're not comfortable talking, so they write their questions in Arabic, and we, of course, we understand all that.
Okay. Ms. Frederica, you had a question.
Yes, could you elaborate a little? You said right now you did marketing by mouth to mouth.
Yes.
How do you foresee the further marketing?
Definitely in terms of our content, promoting our content. If you watch our content, it's very relatable. It's stories, families, with different situations. So you have the girl who's not married, you have the married mom, but whose husband is outside the country. So we have different situations to make it relatable to everybody. And we tell a story every day. It's computer animated, 1 minute. We show you a moment in life, a conversation that you don't want to hear, that you've done either behind closed doors or with your friends, something that is highly stigmatized. And this is how we're gaining traction with people. It's not normal content. It's content that pushes you to open a conversation, that lets you start thinking about things. I'm going to give you an example. Our latest reel, it's a video that went viral on social media, was about an emotional affair. And we're pushing couples to talk about what infidelity means to each one of them, at the start of their relationship and not at the end. So we tell a story about a couple who's divorced because they didn't agree on what infidelity means. Another video that went viral is one on body image. A mom that talks to her child about you're getting fatter, the summer's coming, you know, you're not gonna fit in your dress. It's things we grew up with in the region as a culture. So we also put the light on that, and we teach parents in a moment on how to tackle these struggles.
Thank you, Sandra. It's very inspiring.
Yes.
Just a question on your governance, understanding that sooner or later you'll have pharmaceutical companies, you will have different societies and individual therapists, and eventually the discussions will be around therapies and prescribing medicine. How are you segregating between the content versus the individual opinions and versus the commercial interest of whoever is sponsoring?
Absolutely, that's a struggle, and this is where we have to keep our values in check. And this is where, when we onboard and we choose our partners and our sponsors, we explain to them that at the end of the day, this is not a platform that is going to push a certain medication or a certain treatment. This is the main focus of it is awareness and stigma, and we're changing the concept of mental health from a diagnostic one into an everyday struggle, everyday situation, everyday person concern. So we don't tackle medical conditions like schizophrenia, like depression. We're really in the preventive space, and this is where we carefully choose our partners as well. For example, today we're considering a makeup brand to be a sponsor, and we're aligned because they don't want to sell or to position their makeup. They just want to talk about anxiety. They just want to talk about depression, and they want to play a role, like a lot of corporates, in increasing the awareness and reducing stigma in their consumers. So, thank you.
Any more questions? Sandra, thank you so much. You're very inspiring, and I mean, your project is like talking through your eyes. So well done. Thank you so much. Judges, can we make sure that we're submitting the results? Somebody's just behind you to collect the results. And now, Women's Health. Women's Wellness is a Femtech educational platform for women to make informed health choices according to their unique needs, presented by founder and CMO from Egypt. No, I didn't hear you clapping, so we need one very good clap. Yes, thank you. يلا يا رغد.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Raghda Rashad, the founder and Chief Medical Officer of Women's Wellness. Okay. The founder and Chief Medical Officer of Women's Wellness. As you all know, navigating health is an ongoing and often an overwhelming process. I've been through this journey and experience when I was a medical student and had an illness. I have wished for answers to comfort my fears and improve my quality of life, only to find myself left with a diagnosis, a medication, and a few not useful pages about the condition in my study book. Years later, I took my health into my own hands and started a healing journey, and found out that life was full of answers and felt empowered. Then in my work as a health educator, I have seen the same patterns still repeating, where limited health literacy is common among women and associated with higher risk of complications. In a well-designed Saudi study, 34% of women had basic and below basic health literacy level, and 47% had intermediate level. So since there is a global shortage of health professionals, consultations are usually insufficient and often not accessible enough for women to learn what they need about health promotion, disease prevention, and management. So they are left to scroll through social media and Google, and what they find is either not credible or incomplete, or even both. So, and then they have a need for a safe community to connect with others with whom they can relate to their challenges. So how we can address these challenges and empower women to make informed health choices? We present Women's Wellness because knowledge is power. Women's Wellness is here to bridge this aching gap, to present a digital health education platform in MENA for women's health topics, from puberty to menopause. Our approach is holistic and restorative. We see the body as a whole unit. and also explain the root causes, evidence-based, trauma-informed, considering the strong association between psychological trauma and chronic illnesses, and also culturally sensitive. Through the website, we will offer self-paced courses, one-to-one and group health coaching sessions, health tracking tool, a personal health tracking tool, and a supportive community. And that's a list of the courses that we currently have. We intend to cover a wide range of topics, such as pregnancy and nursing, fertility awareness, which is teaching females about advanced menstrual cycle charting that can be used as a personal health tracking tool, and also in other aspects of reproductive health, such as subfertility, menstrual irregularities, and as a family planning as well. And also to add more topics in women's well-being and illnesses. What differentiates us from the competitors in the region is that we cover a wide range of topics in a trauma-informed approach, which is very needed now, and also provide various forms of interaction, which is also a crucial feature generally for women. The revenue stream so far is through business to consumer model, from childbirth and fertility awareness courses with a lifetime subscription per course at a cost range of $50 to $130, and also online one-to-one and group coaching sessions at a cost of $30 to $50. We had so far $20,000 revenue through 200 plus clients, made the shift from working offline in Cairo to online using Moodle, and also launched the first self-paced fertility awareness course in Egypt in 2022 this year. MENA has 7% of the global femtech market at a compound annual growth rate of 15% for the coming 10 years. So it's a very promising market, as you can see. The roadmap for 2023 is for Q1 to expand the team, build the website, and design self-paced courses again to cater for the diverse learning preferences of women. In Q2, to launch the website and marketing in Egypt and MENA. For Q3, to make collaborations and add more courses and make iterations. For Q4, to expand in business-to-business consumer model. We expect a revenue of $50K in 2023 through 450 clients, and expect at least to be doubled in 2024. We need $150K for the operations, the website, the team, and the marketing. So far, I'm the solo founder and chief medical officer. I'm actively looking for a co-founder. I've been in the health education field for 16 years, holding master's degree in global health sciences from Oxford. Studied various aspects of women's wellness, of women's health, lactation, childbirth education, and one of the very few fertility awareness teachers in the region in 2 methods. Thank you.
Thank you. And I want to add one more thing. You're beautiful. Yes, you're beautiful. You've done a very good job.
Thank you.
And it's time for the juries to ask. Dina.
Yes. So can you elaborate on the revenue you've generated so far?
So the revenue is through the 200 plus clients, mainly the childbirth courses. It's a course for pregnancy, birth, and breastfeeding for expecting mothers and their husbands, and also for couples who are planning to have pregnancy to attend it before pregnancy.
And how have you been able to market for these courses?
It's mainly on word of mouth, so I've been focusing on developing the product, the courses, and mainly focusing on word of mouth marketing, and that's why it has the ability to scale up when it's invested with marketing, with enough marketing.
And this was online? These were all delivered online?
I started offline for like 1.5 years and in Cairo, and then shifted online.
Michael, Michael.
Yes, I can hear you.
Open your camera.
Oh, that's because our
okay.
entrepreneur is going to be with us virtual. Very sorry for the interruption.
Is it up that you are showing the screen?
Come again?
Can I build on the question from Dina? So, do you
Okay, it's good now.
initial insights of how do you gather the experience of the subscribers? Have you had listened to them? What are their initial first reactions to this first wave?
Regarding the fertility awareness or the childbirth education? Or both?
Whatever generated already your first base of customers.
Yeah, okay.
How are you gathering the information from them, and what are the key insights that you were able to build to further enhance your product?
Okay, so I've been working with the childbirth, the education courses with couples for about 3 or 4 years, direct contact. So it's not only self-paced course, it was direct contact. And then when it became a self-paced course, I also added interactive sessions because that's a very needed aspect for women. And during these sessions, I have seen women, whether before pregnancy, attending the course before pregnancy, at the beginning, at the end, after birth, and during their experience of breastfeeding, and they were giving us testimonials about how this course has affected their lives, and even their OBGYNs were like celebrating how much knowledgeable they are, and how this content have alleviated like the too much uncertainties and the unknown in this journey of motherhood. So it has lowered like their stress levels, improved their outcome like of vaginal birth, or even just having less traumatic births, whether it's vaginal or cesarean birth.
Any more questions? Raghda, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. We're all proud of you. So our next entrepreneur is going to present his project virtually. So we'll give it like a 30 seconds just to set everything. And again, I want you, please, he's joining us virtually, but again, if he hears you clap, he'll be very happy. So our next entrepreneur is Mr. Michael Elanro, founder and CEO of Ruby Health. Ruby Health is a menopause and chronic disease management platform for women in midlife.
And I'm the founder and CEO of Ruby Health. Ruby Health is a unified menopause and chronic disease management platform for women in midlife. 2 years ago, my sister went into menopause. It was the most challenging periods of her life because at the same time, she has to deal with hypertension and diabetes. That is the reality of billions of men around the world. I am a doctor who happens to work with women for over 12 years of my life. And this reality I have seen over and over again. That is the reason why we created Ruby Health to be able to solve this problem. What do we do at Ruby Health? So we created a platform that allows women to be able to talk to practitioners, clinicians, doctors, treating chronic conditions, and also be able to help them with menopause issues. They are able to talk one-on-one with them, also track their health, have personalized insight on their health, and they also have the opportunity to be able to do at-home lab testing. This gives them an opportunity to be able to take charge of their health overall. Our platform is simple. Women simply sign up with their email address, and they are able to have access to the numerous tools that we have on our platform. The market for menopause and chronic disease condition globally is over $1 trillion. And this is a huge opportunity because right now we are focused on Africa and also the Middle East, and we want to expand globally over the next 5 years. Now, our revenue streams comes from subscriptions that women make and also from the commission that we're able to generate from the doctors that are onboarded on our platform. Over the last 2 years, we have been able to reach over 5,000 women, and we have generated over $260,000 in revenue. And we are just starting.
Recording in progress.
In this space, there are other platforms such as Juniper and LAD, but what differentiates us is the integrated nature of our solution, our pricing, and the convenience that we give to women overall. For the next 2 years, our goal is to be able to scale in Africa, scale in the UAE and the GCC region, and overall, we want to scale to Europe and the US and globally. And in order for us to be able to achieve this goal, we want to raise $1 million for us to be able to use on business optimization.
Michael, بعد التسليف after the clipping you will store. After the clipping you will store. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
Have a great job.
Thank you. Abigail has over 8 years of experience building technology for the healthcare space. Chidinma has over 10 years of experience working in operations. Divine also have over 8 years of experience in this space. And together, we are taking Ruby Health to the next level. I want to thank you for the opportunity of listening to me this afternoon. I would appreciate talking to you after this presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. We miss you here
Thank
in
you.
Egypt.
Thank you very much. Good to see you guys virtually.
Good to see you too. So our judges are going to ask you a couple of questions. Are you ready?
Of course, sure.
Do you have any questions? Ms. Frederica.
Thank you very much for your presentation. I'm Frederica from UNFPA. So I didn't see very much in your presentation about menopause issues per se. It was a lot about the marketing and so on. So what issues in the menopause are you exactly addressing?
Yeah, so we are focused on the challenges women face, in the midlife, basically from issues of cramps to the issues of, trying to deal with the hormonal changes, hormonal changes, body changes, and the rest of it, that women has to go through this process of menopause. So we try to ensure that we are creating a scenario where they have all the required care that they need in one-stop shop. And not just for the menopause alone, because we know that menopause condition also leads to or aggravates some of the chronic conditions that women also deal with after life. So that is the reason why we have created an integrated solution that merge both the menopause treatment and also chronic disease treatment on one platform to ensure that women have a robust, access to this solution entirely. Yeah.
And how are you attract these women to your website or to your platform?
Yeah. So basically, we started with word of mouth. We also created a community, of course, online that women also join. And, so it's basically from the grassroots online. And also, we are currently leveraging on women communities as well as influencers who are into the healthcare space. Of course, we were able to reach these women, basically. Yeah.
Any more questions, Mr. Raumi?
Thank you very much for the presentation. Just a question about the scalability of it, understanding that you're targeting Africa with its different languages and different cultures as well. How do you see this as part of the same platform? And do you see if the similar issues around perimenopause are the same in this part of the world and in the Western world?
Thank you very much. So, the world is a global village, and virtually this experience something that almost every woman experience or they are going to experience at a particular point in their lives. So, we do not see a huge barrier to what we're doing because currently we are in Africa and we're in UAE, and we are taking the lessons that we've learned in both regions. We're merging it together to ensure that, in the future, we are able to use the strategies that we've learned to be able to scale into other regions as well. And in terms of languages, yes, right now we are working to make our platform much more effective to ensure that, as we scale, more people can access our platform in their local languages. And that's one of the reasons why we're actually fundraising right now to be able to deploy more technology to ensure that, this platform is accessible no matter where you are in the world. And if there is anything that COVID has taught us is that the treatment cannot be confined in the four walls of hospital. It has to be open. And that is what we are building right now. A platform where every woman, no matter where they are in the world, they have access to the care that they need.
Any more questions?
Sorry, one last question. Aren't you a bit concerned taking commission from the HCPs based on the commissions they get from the platform? I mean, to which extent this will deliver on your end objective when it comes to be a non-commercial, still family, I would say society helping rather than being a bit commercial, bringing patients to HCPs?
You're caught in, sir. I don't know if you can repeat the question.
I can
Sorry.
repeat the question, yes, for sure.
Sure.
To which extent having commission from the HCPs themselves, based on the consultation, will make you deliver on your end goal on spreading education versus risking a little bit commercialization of the platform and becoming just basically another source of driving revenue to some HCPs?
Yeah, so if I understand your question correctly, so the key for us is that we are still working on our model in a way to ensure that as we spread across region, we are able to have a defined model that will actually work across all this region. Right now, in Africa, in the UAE, where we started, the model we're currently on has worked pretty much for us. We haven't seen any loophole or bottleneck for now, but of course, based on the feedbacks that we've gotten from some of our mentors and what we're working on, the strategy is that as we move forward, we would see, how we can better tweak our model a little bit to ensure that, as we scale, the sustainability is assured. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Any more questions? Thank you, Michael, so much for joining us today, and best
Thank
of
you.
luck. Thank you.
Thank you.
And now, a beautiful entrepreneur, Nafsi. Nafsi is a safe place online platform for women who want to take care of their mental wellness. Please welcome on stage Dina Heikel from Morocco.
Hi. So I'm Dina Heikel. I'm the CEO and founder of Nefsi. Let me introduce you to Fatima. She is single, mother of two, and dealing with an exhausting and invisible labor called mental load. On the other picture is Emina. She's recovering from a cancer and dealing with body image issues and depression. Those are two of the women I met and interviewed when I came back to Morocco 3 years ago. I wanted to do something meaningful and valuable for the women of my country. So I created a platform called Maghribiyat, where Moroccan women could express themselves, share their stories, and inspire each other. During this journey, I realized that many of them were dealing in silence with mental health issues. Mental health is a very sensitive issue in the region. It's associated with stigma, shame, and also personal failure. So the woman I showed you before and the 100 I met have all different stories, but they all need the same thing: a support to deal with their mental health issue and an opportunity to speak up. That's why I created for them a safe space. With Nefsi, we want to normalize the conversation around women's mental health and give women a convenient and effective way of taking care of their mental wellness in the long term. So how it works? We've created 12-week online programs that works like e-learning session where you have access to a new content every week built by our therapists that will help you tackle different issues such as anxiety, eating disorders, and so on. In the same time, you join a group support chat and you can attend to an online group therapy session moderated by our therapists. After launching the B2C offer, we will launch the B2B one. So it will tackle all the issues related to the workplace. We will also launch female-only programs, for example, to help women handle their comeback at work after maternity leave. So let's look at the market quickly. In Morocco, mental health is becoming a major issue, and we are missing psychologists to address the issue. Also, since the COVID, a lot of people are experiencing with anxiety, and the rate of depression have raised considerably. We are targeting women aged 18 plus who are digital savvy and also firm looking to invest in their employees' well-being. We're going to start with Morocco, then expand to the MENA region. Sorry. So in terms of competition, Nefsi is bringing a major difference because we are offering an online pathway of online session that tackles specific mental health issue, and also we are targeting only women for the B2C offer. Our business model is based on a subscription of $30 a month for the B2C offer, and for the B2B it's going to depend on the number of employees, but also on the needs of the companies. So for the product timeline, we are expecting to launch this month with our first programs and also our beta version of the website. Beginning of next year, we will launch the app with new programs, new therapists, and even our first physical event. Thereafter, we plan to expand in the MENA region and to introduce new kind of therapies. We are asking $115, $150,000, sorry, mainly to develop the app. So I'm Gina, I'm the founder and CEO. I hold a master's degree in business. I've been working 5 years in the e-health industry, and I'm currently pursuing a bachelor in psychology. I've been working with two amazing psychologists who know very well the Moroccan market. Thank you very much.
Turn my mic on. So thank you, Dina, so much. It was lovely. I guess what she's presenting looks like her, you know, nafsi, things are like mentally positive. So thank you for this inspiration.
Thank you.
So judges, would you like to ask any questions?
Just a very quick question. Dina, as an online sort of therapy platform, what differentiates you from any other platform? Like if it's about depression, I could go to any of the available therapy platforms anonymously and find a therapist. Why would you limit yourself to females, and then how would you compete against the sort of gender neutral platforms?
Okay, because for me, I find that when you are surrounded by women, you are more comfortable talking of like some sensitive subjects. So that's why I wanted to do like group therapy session only with women. And also I find that women have specific mental health issues that related to motherhood or to other stuff like that are very specific to female. And also there is quite a big gender inequality regarding mental health. So women have more high rates of depression, and I think that's why I wanted to focus only on women. And for the first part of your question, so the difference is that we just not connecting you with a psychologist. We're offering kind of a routine. So you have kind of e-learning sessions every week. You have a video or an audio by our therapist, and you go week after week to work on your kind of, not the issue because it's kind of preventive, but you are working day after day and week after week on anxiety or relationship issue and so on.
Thank you for the presentation. I liked even the name of the program. It's very attractive. I would add a little bit on what Dina is saying, that it's very tricky to focus only on in that perspective on women, but it's very innovative, and it could give you a potential from a market perspective. One thing related to the financial model that you build, you were saying that it's $30 per month.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if we started from Morocco, how do you measure this price against the other platforms, or even the physical or the face-to-face therapy sessions?
Yeah, so there is no competition for the moment in Morocco, so we only have one platform who just connect you with psychologists. So in Morocco, a session with a psychologist, so 45 minutes with the psychologist, is about 500 dirham, which is $50. So it's beginning at $50 until $70 the session. So we want to be more affordable, and we want to be able to really be this routine. So you don't go on FC to just talk to a psychologist like one time. You go there to improve, like have a kind of a pathway. You have every week a session, every 2 weeks you have a group therapy session, and then you evolve like this, like on the long term. I don't want to be a one-shot platform. I want to be like on the long run.
Any more questions? Ms. Frederica?
Yes, thank you very much for your nice presentation. You said you want to expand to Egypt and to Saudi later on.
Yeah.
Do you expect any differences, and are you going to set up special teams in Egypt and Saudi?
Yeah, sure. I know that every country in the region is very different. For example, in Morocco, we speak mainly French and specific like Darija kind of Arabic. So I know I will have to adapt to every country, and my idea is really to create like small teams and also to connect with specific psychologists in every country because the issues are different, the language is different, and I really want also to be able to give session, like group therapy session, in the dialect, I don't know if it's a good word, like in the language of the country. For example, in Morocco we have Darija, it's like the common Arabic we speak.
Any more questions? Thank you, Dina, so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's actually very interesting to find a man create a female application. So a round of applause to Mr. Mustafa Bakri, co-founder of FemApp, mobile app to deliver care for women across every stage in their life.
Thank you, Rana.
Thank you, Mustafa.
Hello, everyone. I am Mustafa Bakri, co-founder of FemApp. One day I was in the pharmacy. A young lady came in very stressed. She asked for a certain type of contraceptive tablet. She seemed in a hurry because her husband came back early from his work trip. However, the bill asked for wasn't actually a contraceptive tablet. It was medication to regulate the menstrual cycle. I calmed her down and gave her an emergency contraceptive tablet and explained how it works. These cases are very common, and they are the result of lack of awareness. From our experience as a pharmacist, we have found very common problems related to family planning and pregnancy complications. For family planning, most women are unaware or uneducated when it comes to contraceptives. So they either avoiding using them, or what most of them do, use it in the wrong way. For example, she stops using contraceptive without consulting a doctor, or the common problem of forgetting using it and not following the schedule, which usually results in unplanned pregnancy. As for pregnancy complications, main obstacle is lack of awareness about their bodies during pregnancy. And lots of complications could be solved through simple lifestyle changes and non-pharmacological treatment. That's why we came up with FemApp. FemApp is a one-stop shop for women needs. So we have created a directory with all available modern contraceptive methods and their side effects. This will serve as a database for women who are looking for contraceptives, which will encourage them to use it safely and be educated about their side effects. And for the forgetting problem, we made a tracker with notifications to keep a schedule. As for pregnancy complications, educational content for simple lifestyle changes and non-pharmacological treatment. We also offering online consultation with trusted doctor for pregnancy complications. Supported with our e-commerce store with all needed product to support pregnant women and their journey. How it works? We have two customer journeys, pregnancy monitoring and menstrual cycling. Both of them starting with customer adding her personal and medical information. And for the pregnancy monitoring, she can track her pregnancy, then get information about her stage. And for the menstrual cycle, she tracks her cycle, then get information about suitable contraceptive. Both supported with online consultation or booking appointment with doctors and supported with our e-commerce store. The female health market size in Egypt include 23 million of female of reproductive age, and only 11 million of them using contraceptives. The Egyptian market value is around $650 million. Our competitive edge is aggregating competitive features, and we are more aware about customer as we located and expert in Egyptian market. And we adding a store without any subscription fees to customer. We get from our 3 revenue streams 25% of direct product sales and 20% of commission of booking appointments and $20 per month for vendor subscriptions. Our plan for FemApp is to launch MVP in fourth quarter 2022. By second quarter 2023, our target to get 2,000 users, 10 vendors, and 50 service providers. By 2025, we will have 100,000 users, 100 vendors, and 500 service providers. We ask for a fund. We ask for a fund of $250,000 distributed as shown. We have very skillful team with 35 years of experience, starting with myself, Dr. Mustafa Bakri, co-founder and the chief marketing officer, and Dr. Said Al-Badri, who is founder and the CEO. Our experience in the pharmaceutical field in Egypt and Gulf as sales, marketing, and business development. And Dr. Ala Yusri, she is a medical operation manager, and she is a gynecologist in Egypt, Minister of Health. Thank you for your time and your attention.
Thank you, Mustafa. Judges, do you have any questions?
Thank you very much for your presentation. I was wondering on the contraceptive side. So you are basically talking about the side effects in your app, correct? And so how do you help a woman to make a choice on the contraceptives? And how is this different from picking up a folder on all the side effects and then making an appointment of the doctor, to the doctor? Thank you.
The last section of question, I didn't hear it clearly.
I said, how is this app different from picking up a folder or scanning the internet of finding all the side effects? How is this different from finding the information in a different manner?
There is no big difference between the online and the application. We are starting to add the main side effects for every contraceptive methods. For example, the tablets, the side effects be written on the product page, and for the other methods, we have topics for the general side effect for this method, but not big difference between it and the other session. It's only the main difference is it's written by gynecologists. Yeah, our partner, Dr. Ala Yusri.
Any more questions?
My question was also, how do you help the women to choose for the contraceptives?
No, we help them with online consultation with doctor. We give her all information about methods and all side effects. Then she can make a question to our online doctor.
Okay, Mustafa, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. So our next entrepreneur will also join us. Okay, just let's give Ms. Jailan 2 minutes to do her judgment results. I think that's a very good chance because we're setting up the next entrepreneur virtually. He's joining us virtually. So while we give our judges some time, I'd like one more time to thank our entrepreneurs. I guess after they presented, who presented their project, you can see how relieved they are. So let's give them another round of applause and motivate our next entrepreneurs. So we have like almost 3 more entrepreneurs to listen to. But as you can see, going up on stage with the weather and let's say an anxiety, it is an anxiety to go up on stage and presenting what they have been doing for the past couple of years is not a very easy thing. So, and it's not also a very easy thing for all of you to be here. So thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you, our judges. I can see that you need to all drink water. It's a little bit hot today. But I guess with the vibe we have from the entrepreneurs, it's keeping us all in good positive vibes. Shall we proceed? Okay, you're welcome. So our next entrepreneur will join us virtually. Nadine Abu Ghazala, founder of Kif Sahhitak, is the first Arabic podcast on all things women health, working towards building an institution. So, Nadine.
Hello everyone, I'm Nadine Abu Ghazale and I'll be presenting the pitch for the startup Kif Sahhitak. Before I start, I would like to bring to your attention some statistics related to the health of Middle Eastern women. 40% of the women in the region die from cardiac disease and cancer. 38% of women are affected by obesity and diabetes, and 20% of women die from cervical and breast cancer. Middle Eastern women face multiple challenges related to their health, and this is why they face the highest rates of cancers, osteoporosis, cardiovascular disease compared to the general population. There are multiple and varied gender norms, cultural taboos, and myths that prevent Middle Eastern women from accessing credible health care and health information. Often the information is presented online in English, and there's a lack of good quality, science-based information in the Arabic language. Arabic-speaking women and women in general also lack the knowledge in what is normal and what is abnormal in their bodies, and when they should seek advice from a doctor or healthcare practitioner. This is why we created Kif Sahhitak. Kif Sahhitak provides daily educational content on Instagram and weekly podcast episodes. We also collaborate with NGOs to provide workshops related to women's health. We host our podcast on multiple platforms and have managed to gain 15,000 listeners and over 20,000 followers on Instagram across the world. In our podcast, we tackle topics around obstetrics, gynecology, sexual health, mental health, general health, and women's health in the Arab society. In terms of our market size, there are 3.9 billion women worldwide, and we target Arabic-speaking women, which is around 453 million worldwide. Our main advantage is that we don't have a physical product that we have to ship to clients, and hence our content and reach is expanded across the globe. There are multiple podcasts in Arabic on health in general. However, Kif Sahhitak is different. Kif Sahhitak is one of the few Arabic podcasts targeted specifically towards women's health and hosted by medical doctors and healthcare practitioners. We also use the official and formal Arabic language, and hence we can provide content for all Arabic-speaking women in 24 different countries. In terms of our revenue model, we rely on sponsors for the podcast, and we host product advertisement on the podcast and Instagram. We also generate an income from the workshops we host. We have also managed to maintain high margins across our different services and generate $6,000 US in profit. In February of this year, Kif Sahhitak was just an idea, and we have managed to gain our main sponsor, Ru'ya TV, in Jordan. We also managed to launch Season 1 and get featured on SBS Australia News Channel. Halfway through the year, we expanded our partnership with the Abdali Medical Center in Jordan and the Royal Women's Hospital in Australia. We've also managed to expand our work to reach multiple non-governmental organizations, including SOS Children and Sexual Health Victoria. This month, we're launching Season 2 and releasing merchandise for October Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Looking into the future, we want to expand our team, start a social media campaign to attract more audience, expand our workshop engagement, and create a Kif Sahhitak application. To expand كيف صحتك, our ask is $55,000 based on the following breakdown. كيف صحتك was founded by myself, Nadine Abu Ghazaleh, and Dali Abu Ghazaleh. I'm a doctor at the Royal Melbourne Hospital in Australia, and Dalia is a fourth-year medical student in Griffith University in Australia. Sami and Noor are responsible for the sound engineering, and Ahmed is our digital producer. We also have an extensive list of subject matter experts with multiple qualifications. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Nadine.
Thank you for
All
listening.
on your side. Such an
Yeah.
interesting presentation.
Thank you.
So,
I'm joining here from Australia. It's 4 a.m. at the moment.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah.
We kept you waking up. Sorry for that. But I'm sure it's worth it.
Yes, it is.
Our judges, would you like to ask any questions?
Okay.
Here you go.
Thank you for the idea. It's really different from other things that we have seen today. One thing that you mentioned that you need to, in the future, to go for a mobile app. Although you are in the first slides of your presentation, you talked about that you are an open platform, that you can go through any podcast platform. So positioning the app is something different or a gap that you need to fill, or an opportunity that you look for, or what there is a kind of not an equal things for me. So what's the idea here?
Yeah, so I guess the main aim of Keep Sahtek and our main mission was to provide educational content for Arabic-speaking women. And at this moment, we're doing it through the podcast, which is a very innovative way to do that. And it's the first Arabic podcast to be targeted for women's health. With the application, we're trying to expand our mission to reach more women through a mobile application. Through that application, women could potentially track their periods, look into providing as well subscription-based content, and online services for consultations with doctors as well.
Any more questions for Nadine?
Hi Nadine, thank you very much for your presentation. I think using podcast is a very nice tool to inform women more. So this is basically about spoken Arabic. We know that reading Arabic is very universal, but spoken Arabic is very different in all the countries, yet you say your market size is all the Arabic women. How do you think you overcome that issue?
Yes, so we actually use the official Arabic language that is spoken and written on the news. And because we use the official language that could be understood by different dialects and women speaking different dialects, then we can target all Arabic speaking countries.
Any more questions? Nadine, thank you so much for joining us, and have a good night's sleep.
Thank you.
Okay, and now, Maternally. Maternally is an online platform that caters to women's mental health needs during their motherhood journey. Please welcome on stage Yasmin Al-Ma'allim, the founder from UAE.
Thank you, Rana.
Thank you, Yasmin.
Hello, everyone. My name is Yasmin Al-Muallim. I'm a lactation consultant, a mental health first aider, and I'm the founder of Maternally. I was on a call with Salma, a new mother, for breastfeeding counseling. She was telling me she was always exhausted, didn't feel like going out or talking to anyone, and she got really irritated by her babies crying. She told me, Yasmin, I feel I want to leave my baby and my husband. What I thought was a breastfeeding support call was in fact a cry for help. Salma had undiagnosed postpartum depression, which could affect mothers 4 to 6 weeks after delivery. Unattended, it could affect the baby, the mother, and the entire society. Salma is not the first woman, nor is she the last one who might go through a similar experience. She could be a new mother, a woman trying to conceive, or a woman who experienced loss. With a show of hands, or if you can scan the QR code, how many do you know Salma? According to the World Health Organization, 1 in 5 mothers worldwide experience a mental health disorder before and after delivery. In the UAE, it is 1 in 3 mothers. The economic impact of untreated maternal mental health disorders in the US is estimated to be $14 billion. Our research indicated that mothers wanted mental health support that is accessible 24/7, that provide professional help, and that is discreet. This is the foundation of Maternally. Maternally is a mobile platform that caters to women's mental health needs during their motherhood journey. It enables mothers to easily find practitioners and book an appointment. Resources will be reliable and evidence-based. Maternally will build a community for social support. The market is growing. Maternal and child health care is reaching $1.2 trillion. Mental health, $500 billion. And digital health, $260 billion. When we look at the competitive landscape, we see that there are 3 different categories in the ecosystem. There is self-care, social support, and therapy and counseling. Maternally will be covering the entire ecosystem as an app dedicated to women in their motherhood journey. Maternally will have a monthly subscription of 3 tiers of monthly subscriptions where mothers can choose the package that best suits their needs. It is the right time to enter. In the US, mental health funding has doubled in 2020. 6 companies became unicorns in 2021, and Headspace merged with Ginger, that is backed by Blackstone, to be another player in the ecosystem. We have made a lot of progress since we started in October of last year, and we are planning on testing our MVP before end of this year. Next year, we will focus on building the community, targeting the B Corp certification while launching in the UAE and Bahrain. And in 2024, we will be focusing on achieving the medical device certification, integrate insurance companies while launching in Saudi Arabia, and adding additional languages. Maternally has got the media's attention and has been featured in many publications. We are asking $250,000 that will enable us to acquire customers, grow our team, and develop the product. I have been supporting mothers for more than 10 years, working with them individually and in groups, and I have seen that there was something missing. There was a need for maternal mental health care. We are a team of dedicated and passionate professionals on a mission to normalize and raise awareness on maternal mental health care and make it accessible and available to all. Join us on our mission. We can help Salma and other mothers live their motherhood journey. Looking forward to speaking with you at the booth. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, and you're not only helping Salma, you're helping everyone. You're helping Salma, the father, the family, and the society. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Judges?
Sorry about the clicker.
No, that's fine. Thank you for being on stage. That's not an easy thing, by the way. So one round of applause to Yasmin, please.
Thank you, Yasmin.
Okay.
Just, it caught my attention that your source of revenue are the mothers. And haven't you thought of other type of sponsors so that you can make it more affordable to the mothers? And just a thought.
Thank you for the question. No, we are starting with the subscription model with mothers, and then we will be looking into probably other ways of having revenue, but this is one of the ways that will enable mothers to take things into their hands and make it possible for them to seek maternal mental health care that they are probably missing.
Okay. Any more questions? Yasmin, thank you so much.
Thank
it was
you.
a pleasure having you on stage.
Thank you, everyone.
Our last but not least entrepreneur on stage is Sukaina bin Mallah. Afia in Arabic is a virtual clinic offering continuous holistic reproductive and sexual health care. Please welcome on stage Sukaina from UAE. Hi Sukaina.
Hi, good evening. Hi everyone. Very happy to see you all tonight. Forgive me if I'm a bit slow. I have lost my voice a couple of days ago, so I have to take my breath every now and then. It was a very interesting experience because my health completely shut me down. I was not able to really walk or talk, and at that moment I asked myself, while I was sitting next to my mother, how am I going to be able to stand off these people and pitch if I don't recover my health? And it was funny because this is exactly the same question I've asked myself when I started this business. How can a woman ever win at life if she doesn't have access to the essentials, such as healthcare? So I think that was a very important starting point, because in countries like mine, Morocco, and countries like Egypt, we don't really educate about things as reproductive and sexual health. Not at school, not even at home. We have to filter so much. Not like in Europe where you have family planning services for free, hotlines, an entire ecosystem that not only supports women, but also because they support her, she doesn't have to worry about her health, and therefore she can have higher chance to succeed in life. You see how big is that gap? And that got me really offended. I know that we're really behind because of taboo, because of vibe, because of culture. And also, that makes it really hard to talk about our reproductive system, from where most of our health problems are coming from. Think about women that's hormonal reproductive system. Cancer, a lot of it comes from reproductive system. Periods, pregnancy, and so on and so forth. The list is very long. So I came up with Afia as a solution that would cater to that. I wanted to build a platform that would do three things. That would educate women about their own bodies, and always for free. That would be able to support them, second thing, and also be able to provide the solutions, ongoing solutions, while preserving their privacy, which we know is crucial for us Arabs. Oh. Sorry. So, not sure.
Is it working with you? That's the slide?
Very sorry.
It's okay. You've been waiting for too long, so we're fine. I think, right? We're all fine, right?
So I wanted to build a platform that does these three things. How does it work really? So as soon as you get on the app, you get greeted by a virtual assistant. Think of it like your auntie or khala that knows everything about everything. She always has answers to all your questions. So we found a way to replace her. And that is the part where we always talk to women. But it also helps us to understand the user and guide them toward different things, either toward the product recommendation on our ETL space or quick lab tests, or if we really feel that things can get serious, that case connect them with an expert, which will do an assessment online, be able to send them a report with a diagnosis or recommendations, and also at last being able to give them a dashboard where they can constantly get updated about what's happening. Now we know that in certain cases, women need to be supported online and offline because they need to be checked. So we created a hybrid model, which we use by integrating our healthcare providers, like clinics, to be able to refer them to go to. Now let's talk about the numbers. We know that 135 million of women living in the GCC are between 20 and 35. These are the women that are going through mostly a lot of changes in their adulthood. And also they spend a minimum of $1,400 per year in only health. What we're planning to do is basically onboard 300,000 women in 3 years through AFIA, which will give us the potential to reach $140 million revenue while we grow. And it's huge, it's only 0.07% of the market. Now, if you look at the competition, we'll see that AFIA is the only platform or only end-to-end service that is being able to do one thing, from simply cover the full life cycle of a patient, from simply providing information to providing ongoing solutions as well, combining telehealth and e-tail. And that is being done while catering to a new niche, which is the white space. Now, if you look at the revenue model, we know that AFIA is basically operating as a third-party provider. What we do is basically connect our patients to clinics, and we do the same from the pharma side. And basically, we take a commission on all the services provided, whether consultations, referrals, products that we sell on our pharma or others. This model will help us to basically integrate other revenues as we grow, as subscriptions on a monthly basis for women that need sexologists, and therefore they want to have online therapies. So we can do that for them. Now, our plan to be able to launch is to start by developing the virtual assistant with the content platform, which we're going to use basically to onboard all the universities in the UAE, build traction, and then integrate the telehealth features as we go. Be able to grow and then raise again, scale up, integrate e-tail, and then expand through other markets like Saudi and later Egypt. Now, at the moment, we have already multiple partnerships in the pipeline with big hospital networks in the UAE, laboratories, biotech companies to develop certain products, pharma chains as well. So we're almost ready. And we're looking to raise $3 million capital to be able to cover for 2 years of full-scale operations with a team of 10 people, be able to develop the product and invest $1 million in marketing. Our team members are myself, which is the CEO of the company, being also former advertising professional, ex-founder of a fashion beauty magazine in Morocco, a beauty e-commerce and content creator, with my own community across the Middle East. Our head of tech, which is Salah Al-Ait, which has global experiences in building softwares across different continents, and Alina Akenson, which will take over the CMO position with multiple experiences across the globe, developing strategies and building products. Our star advisors are such as Meda Akin, which is top 10 woman in MENA, awarded by Forbes in tech, Dr. Al-Jurdi, which is part of Medcare Hospital, specializing in gyno and obstetrics, and Mr. Aziz, which is a serial entrepreneur and also fundraiser.
Sukaina, you've done a very good job. You seriously have done a very good job. And I know it was very challenging for her to come today. So you're on stage and your vibe is beautiful, and I know you have been going through a lot. So hope you get well soon.
Thank you.
And this is only the start. And it starts from you, Afia. So wish you the best of luck.
Thank you, thank you.
Judges, would you like to ask Sukaina any question? Or any questions? She's our last entrepreneur.
Thank you, Sukaina. Just a quick question, because you highlighted the potential of the market and basically you shoot for the moon, I would say, with the $140 million. But realistically, what do you really target, understanding that none of even the ecosystem applications or solutions have reached to a fraction of this number? So for a first year target, second year target, how do you see the success? How would you test it?
Well, I tried to be as practical as this to also like build our database of users, and therefore I initiated conversations with universities across the UAE, the American universities, which accepted to work with us in providing a platform that would educate all the students and at the same time do what we will do best. That will give us a lot of traction without really putting marketing on if we able to get only the universities in the UAE. Separately, I also have a 60,000 community of 60,000 women across the GCC. So I'm planning also to combine this with that strategy, and that will add up to what we'll put in marketing to be able, in terms of communication and PR, to be able to reach a decent number in the first year.
Any questions? Okay, thank you, Sukaina, so much. It was a pleasure having you on stage. Okay, so one last round of applause to all the entrepreneurs who went on stage. I'm not going to ask you again. Okay, so now we'll take a 10-minute rest for the deliberation, for the judges to make up the results and give us the finals. Okay, so 10 minutes and we'll be back again. Thank you.
Years ago,
we started from here.
To believe in your dreams,
To invest in you and add value. To build a community
that ignites innovation.
We create opportunities and we become your partner.
So your journey
Becomes our journey. Your challenges,
we face as our own.
your achievements, we'll celebrate together.
In Cairo, Riyadh,
Abu Dhabi,
Beirut,
Tunis,
Bahrain,
and Amman. We are Black Six Labs.
we are accelerating the future.
10 years ago?
We started from here. To believe in your dreams.
To invest in you and add value.
To build a community
that ignites innovation.
We create opportunities and we become your partner.
So your journey
becomes our journey. Your challenges
we face as our own.
Your achievements we'll celebrate together.
In Cairo,
Riyadh,
Abu Dhabi,
Beirut,
Tunis,
Bahrain,
and Amman.
We are Platix Labs.
We are accelerating the future. We started from here.
To believe in your dreams, to invest in you, and add value.
To build a community
that ignites innovation.
We create opportunities and we become your partner.
So your journey
becomes our journey. Your challenges
we face as our own.
Your achievements we'll celebrate together.
In Cairo,
Riyadh,
Abu Dhabi,
Beirut,
Tunis,
Bahrain,
and Amman. We are Platix Labs.
We are accelerating the future.
years ago,
We started from here.
To believe in your dreams, to invest in you, and add value.
To build a community
that ignites innovation.
we create opportunities and we become your partner.
So your journey
becomes our journey.
Your achievements we'll celebrate together.
in Cairo,
Riyadh,
Abu Dhabi,
Beirut,
Tunis,
Bahrain,
And Amman. We are Black 6 Labs.
we are accelerating the future.
value.
To build a community
that ignites innovation.
We create opportunities and we become your partner.
So your journey
becomes
Everyone is ready? Are we all back? I can't hear anyone. Is everyone ready? Okay. Each and every entrepreneur who has participated today is a winner. If we're announcing the 3 top winners, that does not mean that the rest are not winners. Each and every one has put all the effort in creating, in giving so many hours, sleepless nights of being who they are now. So I personally thank you for being with, for joining the program, for being who you are. Malish, one last more round of applause. I want to thank also the team who has been in the program, mentors, lecturers, people who have put from the, thank you so much, thank you. People who have put from their time and effort to teach, to mentor these entrepreneurs. I want to thank our judges, Ms. Jailan El-Misiri from UN Women, Ms. Frederica Mayor from UNFPA, Mr. Rami Kusa, Organon, Mr. Amr El-Ashkar, Cleopatra Hospitals, and of course, Dr. Wael, thank you for coming today on behalf of the ministry. Noha, thank you for who you are. And of course, our inspiration, Mr. Haney and Mr. Hassan from Flat 6 Lab. Third place. Are you ready? Third place goes to Mater Yasmin Alam. And she wins $1,000. Thank you, Yasmina. Just want to thank Ms. Dina, because Ms. Dina has been one of the most important mentors for the entrepreneurs. Before we announce second place, that goes to Sira, Sandra Salame. Sandra Salame, that's right? Congratulations. And the check of $2,000. And by the way, that's a lot for any entrepreneur. And it's only the start, by the way. Are you ready for first place winner? First place goes to Organon. Doreen, congratulations. $4,000 check. Congratulations. Congratulations, you've done a good job. Now this is becoming very emotional. Again, each and every entrepreneur is a winner. So I would like to ask all entrepreneurs who I think they are warriors and you are all winners to come up on stage for a group photo. And for the last round of applause. And of course, this photo cannot be complete with Organon and Flat 6 Labs, staff, mentors, and everyone who has been part of this program. Yalla, everyone, on stage. I want to thank, of course, Julia and Sarah, because for us to be preparing this demo day, it took us a lot, so thank you so much. Congratulations. I think we need, yes, another line. Oh. Can you please come this side? We want you center of the picture. Yalla, Mustafa, and your partner, please. I want to end today's demo day with a sentence Mr. Rami Kusa said.
Recording stopped.
Women entrepreneurs affect their families. And when they affect their families positively, they affect the society. Thank you so much for being with us today. It was an honor being with you as a TV presenter and an entrepreneur. Thank you. So now I have to join this picture. I'm very sorry. I'll be sitting over here. أنا عايزة أشكرك بصراحة. خلصت.